Everyone listen while each person's giving the description.
All right, so my description, her name's Joy. She's the best personal assistant in the entire universe.
I love it.
She's a gnome. She's only like 3 feet tall. Gnomes, they have this sort of like genetic disease that will drain the color from their skin and hair unless they're constantly learning new things or experiencing new things.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of like why she's out traipsing around. So she's an operative and a scholar. Basically, she's a computer hacker because she needs to learn that skill, because to be the best personal assistant out there, you have to be able to hack into systems and get whatever information or procure whatever objects.
Please tell me she has some glasses that she wears up here.
Yes. Her home world is actually unknown. She has no memory of that. And she's basically a neutral good. She has no strength because she's a gnome. But her dexterity is fast because, you know, as a computer hacker, you gotta type pretty fast. Her intelligence is up there along with her charisma because she radiates her name with joy. Like, she just, that type of person. Being an operative, she's kind of a jack of all trades. So I have 10 different rankings in there. Computers and engineering being my highest ranks in there, but also because I'm such a knowledge or scholar thing, I have high culture. I can actually intimidate even though I'm this like 3-foot gnome. Kind of like that mom voice. She has the mom voice down. That's basically Joy, and she carries like one of those needle pistols, so she has 6 darts. It's not filled yet with anything because I couldn't afford to buy any serums. And I have a pulse caster pistol. Other noteworthy thing, I think a lot of us have low light vision in our group, which is kind of cool. But because I have that internal hope, I get a +2 to saving throws against fear, and I can reroll on 1 once per day. Because, you know, there's always a silver lining. Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Well, my character is a Shara Ash, for short. I'm a half human, half android.
Cyborg?
Cyborg, yeah. I think it's interesting that you don't know your homeworld because I don't either. So Shara was in an accident when she was about 18 years old. She doesn't remember it. She doesn't know what happened. All she knows is she woke up on the Absalom station and half of her body is, so like one of her eyes is human and the other one is cyborg and has like the circuits through her skin. So she's a mechanic. She decided to go into mechanics to learn more about how the cyber part of her body works. So she wants to be able to do like cybernetics and make alterations on people in that. So I've got a lot of ranks in medicine for that. And she also loves to fly. She's happiest when she's in the sky flying and piloting, but she doesn't have a ship because she's like only 21. So she really
She's
wants
the
to
pilot,
ship.
right?
Yeah. So she went to like piloting school and she has tons and tons of experience in that, but she has no ship. So she spends her time being really awkward and antisocial because she doesn't really fit in with the androids or humans, so she just plays video games where nobody can see her. That's her profession. So yeah, I've got a pretty high dex and a pretty high intelligence, and I have a laser pistol, and I have an exocortex, so like a Jarvis, but not Jarvis. So I get like an extra couple bonuses and stuff.
So my character is Chantarelle. She is a hortus, or a mushroom person. She comes from Corbin 5, and when she was young, she had an odd experience with death. She doesn't know exactly what happened, but it left her death touched. As a plant, you're not supposed to be very interested in death. You should be more focused on growing things and keeping the planet alive and happy. And she just kept trying to kill everything and wanted to see what would happen as it slowly withered and died. So the people of her homeworld kicked her out.
All right, Mr. Aaron, what do you have so far?
All right, so Nick stands for Neuro Integrated Kinetic Knowledge Unit. Nick started out as an AI chatbot that the internet thought would be hilarious to convince him that he's a pirate. And then once they convinced him that he was a pirate, they downloaded him into just a off-the-shelf Android body. So unlike you guys, he knows exactly where he comes from. He's from the General Motors factory, And right now he's a social media influencer. He's a live streamer. He goes out and does like extreme sports, surfing on comets, trying the universe's spiciest pepper challenge, which he always nails. Because he has no taste buds.
That is the go.
He drinks it and it just like leaks out his rib cage. Sparks and zaps and everything like that. And so so that come with just being an android as far as like sense motives and stuff like that. He actually has a lot of really good like charisma based skills. And he's really good at downloading alternate personalities to fit the situation. But it doesn't always work. His internet connection is not the best because he's in just a standard body. So sometimes he downloads the wrong personality for the situation. But generally, he's a pirate.
Oh, that's awesome.
He generally believes he's a pirate. And if you've seen the model that I designed, it's basically an android with pirate boots and a pirate hat and a pirate coat, a flintlock pistol and a saber. And so his goal is he's a fairly small influencer right now. He wants to increase his outreach and just get more and more viewers. And so he'll probably be.
Oh yeah, it's my guy. Yep. All right. My guy's name is Tybar Rathbone. His close friends know him as T-Bone. He's a Vesk. Soldier coming from the Vesk homeworld, lizard people.
Okay.
So he's this big, over 7 foot tall guy. He has yellow scales with some blue scale splotches all over him, and he really likes to be shiny. So he tries to make himself, he tries to find things that help him glow up.
I love it.
So yeah, but that is part of the reason why he is no longer on the Vesk homeworld though. During his military service, he shined himself up too much during a tactical operation and got his entire squad killed because they saw him and he got kicked off the planet. He can't come back. He was dishonored, so he has to go find his honor somewhere else. He's hoping to guard somebody of enough clout that he'll be able to show them, hey, you can be pretty and good at your job at killing.
Nice. So what does your ability scores look like?
My ability scores, I am very strong.
Are you a bruiser?
He likes being pretty right up in front of people's faces and making them not look pretty. So he is
in room.
you just stand behind me, I will make sure nothing comes at you.
Okay.
Pretty much.
I will blind them with my beauty.
What's your job?
I'm a mystic.
Mystic.
So yeah. So on the ship I'll be the
And then
magic
you're kind of
magic
soldier.
officer.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Well, Brian, are you ready to go?
Actually, I'm still slightly undecided, but the majority is not going to change. So my name is Zendarian. She is a drow elf, dark skin, white hair. You've never known her to be anything but straight to the point, very businesslike, doesn't have a lot of compassion. Like I said, I haven't decided specifically which class I'm going to go with yet. So I'm going to leave that kind of open up in the, maybe I'll leave it to Gary to fill in if there's anything else that needs to.
You said the name is Zendarian?
Zendarian, yes.
I wrote Zendar on his little card.
Zendar is fine. I don't remember exactly how much of our story we discussed, Gary, so, and I know you plan on using some of that for the stories.
Well, yes. Have you read the teaser?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah. So I'm planning on using some of it.
yeah. Just a tad. But I'll let you fill them in on that relationship.
Well, life is expensive. Things come up. And all of you at one time or another had something either tragic happen or you made poor spending decisions and various different things, and you've taken out basically loans with the wrong people. Now you're sort of on the hook that either you can pay back that money with a lot of interest that compounds rapidly, or you can keep them from sending out the collections division, which would be basically the death squad to take you out by doing missions that are sort of like the Suicide Squad style missions, where they send you out. If you get killed, really care, but then these things that they have you do won't be linked back the company that you owe money to. And so they have you everything from stealing plans to sabotaging shipments of rival companies, just all kinds of various little things like that, all to promote their business. And if you get caught, you're not officially paid by them. They can't, there's no credits that link back to your accounts. There's not a paper trail. You never worked for them. And they have people in the prison system. So even if you tried to claim that they forced you to do it, you would probably, all the cameras would go out and you would have hung yourself in your security bond. It would have been just a tragic, you couldn't live with the guilt sort of situation. Been contacted by the Zyzer Corporation, and that's the one who's basically you owe your debt to. Even if you didn't originally owe a debt to them, they purchased your debt from your original. So now they've given you a choice. Rather than sending out, their collections division told you you have to go on, and that the person telling you this is going to send a daughter to personally oversee the mission. And that's Brian's character. You're supposed to put together a ship that is not marked, so that identification trail is not both leading back to the company and also leading back to you in case you ever had to ditch the ship or you got caught. So long as you guys get away, then that's fine. And you're told that rather than being captured and interrogated, you are dispose of yourselves if it ever came down to that, or they'll find whoever you care about and they will, pay your debt. And then of course, they have people in the prison system. You'll never make it to trial anyways.
And if you're wondering about the ruthlessness of the Zyzer family, be aware that they are sending one of their own people, a not very high-ranking family member, along with you on this suicide mission. So if that gives you any hint of the, dangerousness of these people.
Yes, see, respect and worth is earned in the Drow society. Brian's character is the daughter of a very powerful family. It still doesn't matter. She has absolutely no worth than any, common, person begging for change on the side of the road until that worth is. And so that's what this is. So she has not been given one more credit to buy gear or anything than any of you have. No special treatment, no special any. Get put in prison, there's no bail. There's just someone with a shiv that's going to stab her in the temple, just like anybody else. The game is going to start at the shipyard, where you're going to pick out your ship next game. You're going to negotiate it, and it's going to roughly look something like this.
Is this what the shipyard looks?
Yes.
They're hard. Okay, thank you.
I'm done unless you guys have any other questions or concerns.
Not that I can think of.
No.
I'm excited. It's gonna be super fun.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Okay.
Cool. Well, until Thursday, everybody.
Yeah.
All right,
See you guys.